and witness greatness for themselves. That's the thing I have to do. Maybe in the comment section, we will put your last few pieces of work.
Hey man, yeah, for sure. That humility joint that's out, that we pushed out today, that's like I low key produced that, so I'm like super happy about that. And Sierra singing on that, so
really got the making it a family business, a family affair. Got the
something like that, man. We got her in. I'm glad too, because our engineer like retired like 2 months after that.
What?
Yeah, he's an MMA fighter now.
Oh, instead of whipping beats, he whipping right now. He's
right. For sure. Can't say nothing to him either. It's like, hey man, why you? My bad. You good?
I thought I said, and I was like, no, he's whatever you say goes. That's kind of how it's gonna rock and roll. I get it. He can do whatever he wants.
He can.
All right, dope, man. So, welcome everyone, and thank you for being here. I have the opportunity to interview someone who's been called the modern day Les Brown to the motivational Jamie Foxx. Oh yeah, that's real. I didn't even say it. Other people are saying it. Rumor mill has it. Been called the modern day Les Brown and the motivational Jamie Foxx. So that is high praise from peers and from fans. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Odell Bizzell II. I'm sure wherever you are clapping your hands and stomping your feet. You better be. You better be. If not, you will be soon, man. Odell, how you feeling, man? What's happening?
Man, I am living the quarantine dream right now. Living the quarantine dream. You know, being able to go out and about, masked up, can barely breathe. It's a good workout, running up and down the grocery aisle, avoiding people. But yeah, man, I'm just excited to be here. Excited for you because one thing I'll tell all the folks is you were honestly, and this is no lie, you were one of the first people I was like, yo, I can explore, like I can publicly explore some of my other stuff when you were doing work out in Cali, performing, being on shows and, acting and doing all that stuff and, still going around the country speaking. You build yourself as a motivational comedian. You're the first person that I know that has done that. And so I kind of followed your lead, man. So I appreciate you.
Man, thank you so much. And I guess they say success leaves clues. So I'm glad to be able to leave a few clues and also knowing that you're leaving a ton of clues behind you as well. So I'm glad you're able to make the time to come on with us. So what a modern day Les Brown suggests, and then, reading that, folks have been calling you motivational Jamie Foxx. What that means is you're multi-talented, that you're able to do a few things in these streets. What are those things that people may not know that you do really well? And feel free to mention basketball. You can also mention that because, again, more rumors are coming to surface right now.
I'm a walking cliche, man. And, I say cliches work, If you and I were in a room full of black men between the ages of 25 and 45, you ask them to raise their hand. How many of you wanted to play ball or play football or whatever? A bunch of hands would go up. How many of y'all wanted to rap or perform or entertain? A bunch of hands would go up because that's what we saw, right? When we were younger, the giants that the media put in front of us were those entertainers, were those ball players and all that stuff. And when I was younger, Stan, I sprouted early. Like I'm 5'8" now. I'm 35 years old. I'm 5'8". I've been the same height since I was 13 years old. And
really?
I weigh like probably 20 pounds more than I did when I graduated high school. So I've been like the same build. Thing. Like early on, I was like dominating in basketball. And then I got, better and realized I wasn't going to grow, but I was really good early. Like 12, 13, went to high school, was like played varsity freshman, sophomore, junior, all 4 years. So I was good and I thought maybe I could hoop. And then, I tell the story when I saw LeBron James for the first time in the flesh when we were 15. And that was like the first time I got afraid of a person that wasn't my parent. Like I was like, yo, he's 30. That's a grown up.
He's definitely 30 years old.
He's 30 years old. Like we were so upset because like our dreams, like we were like looking at his team play and we were like, So God, you're telling me this ain't my thing. That's what you're telling me. So going through that, and then my friend, one of my best friends, he's still to this day, he's rapping on the album, JK. He was rapping in the shower one time when we were 12, 13, and he was just going at it. And I still remember what he said, and I'm interviewing him next week. But he was like, I'm rising from the earth like a fossil, fire breathing from my nostril, my brain capacity impossible. And like he was saying that, and I was
13?
Like,
at 12, 13?
At 13, I'm like, dang, bro, that's hot. Like, whose is that, right? I'm like, who? And he said, that's me. And I said, that's you what? And he was like, he's like, that's me. Like, I rap. And I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, man. Yeah, it's nothing. I write poetry for the ladies, then I rap. And like, I was like, that's what's up. I was like, yo, I'm gonna do that. And then my cousin, who unfortunately he tragically passed away a couple weeks ago, that summer I went to his house and we were listening to LL Cool J, and he was like, yo, I want to rap. I was like, you know what, man, I can rap too. Like I can rap too. And so then it was like I said, walking cliche. I'm a rap. I'm a ball. I had it all figured out. I'm gonna be like I was Dame Lillard in my head
already
before. And then, life, I stopped growing. I went to college. My parents, spoke that real to me. They said, nah, the life of an entertainer and all that stuff is you don't want to be a starving artist. You're a black man in America. You have to be twice as, all this stuff and twice as this. So focus on your academics. You're really smart. So I went to school and, did everything like that. Got into speaking, about that story. For the folks that don't, met Stan like 11 years ago. At a conference, and he took me under his wing a little bit in the motivational speaking college world. And I was like, okay, I can actually like make money from this. Like I really didn't know how to make money from rapping and, basketball. In hindsight, I probably should have been an agent or something. But anyway, so all of that came together, man. And me and Justin, we told ourselves in college, we said, once we make money and we make it, then we're gonna rap. And that's what it was. It's like once we make money, we do all the things that we have to do as adults, then we're gonna rap, then we're gonna be the best. We're gonna be the best rapping duo since Kid and Play.
Hey, there is a market. They've been gone for 2-3 decades now. It's about time for real.
Yeah, so that was the goal, that was the dream. My younger brother Darius came up and he said, he wanted to rap too. And so then it was kind of like, it kind of came together. We were really doing it.
Because you said he's pretty good.
He's the best. It's 3 of us. I am, and I say this as humbly as, I'm the Dennis Rodman of the crew. Like, I'm good at what I do. But JK and Darius, my brother, it's Jordan and Pippen, man. Like, they are really good. So if any of you are listening to the tracks or heard the little samples of just me and you like that, wait till you hear them.
Fire. And I've been fortunate enough to hear some things already, so I could certainly vouch these dudes are fire. Yo, what about the folks out there? Because I remember, it's interesting. I feel like the more you live, the less you judge. And I was probably even one of those people when I was younger, because I cut some fun tracks, like for my salsa program. I made a song called "Move It," ding 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 ding. I made a song called "Move Your Mango," Lavish Night. I cut with my friend Johnny, who's on the hook, and I did that later on, but it was only after I decided to just kind of pay attention to what I thought was important, because there are a lot of folks like, yo, once you get a certain age or you get to a certain place, like, stop it. Stop trying to be this. Stop trying to be that. What do you say to those folks? And again, why now?
Yeah. So I heard, and I study stuff, Stan. So for the people that, if you go to allbarsmatter.com, you'll see a little blurb that says greatest collection of lyricists since. And so that sounds like braggadocious, right? It sounds like, oh, who are y'all to say? I study rap. Like all the stuff that I talked about, basketball, music, rap specifically, speaking, marketing. I study that stuff. So I listen to a lot of the guys that came before me, the LL Cool J's of the world, who does not get enough credit for what he was as a rapper. Eminem, of course, the Jay-Z's of the world and all that stuff. But listening to Andre 3000s, listening to all of those people, I remember an interview distinctly with LL and Eminem. LL Cool J is over 50 years old. And Will Smith also, that's another person. They're over 50. Eminem is getting close to 50, and him and LL were just talking about how their audience has grown with them. When they first came out, when they were in their 20s, they were talking about 20-something type stuff. They were rapping about their life. Music, you should have, one of them said, I can't remember who it was, and says, I can't remember, it's my quote now.
Pretty much, that's how it works.
My quote now, because I'm probably saying it all wrong, but you should have a soundtrack to your life that you put together. You should have a soundtrack to your life that you put together. And so why not have your own music a part of that soundtrack? And so with LL, he was saying, yeah, I'm about to be 50. He wasn't 50 years. I'm about to be 50. So the people that were listening to me when they were 15, they grown. Like, they're grown. They're real grown. And so he was saying, I've been able to take my audience through my career with me. They've traveled and seen my evolution from early rap in the 80s to the 90s, all that stuff. And Eminem said the same thing. It was like, yeah, if you enjoyed what I did, like, I'm continually growing. And hip hop in and of itself is a young music genre. Like, it really only got popular 30 years ago. And so how can you say, well, this 50-year-old rapping ain't got nothing to tell me? Why not? And Stan, you and I, we know the music out now is not the music that we came up to. And that's no shade.
Yeah.
It's not the same stuff. Right. So if I'm rapping about in the song Humility, the track, the sample that we put out, the hook goes, you think you're grown up, you think you're blowing up, but the kid's growing up. Time passing by, gray hair showing up. Life has a way of humbling you. That's the hook. If you hear that and you're 33, you get it. Because you're like, dang, I do got a gray hair before I thought. And dang. Yeah, those kids, it's like your kids, and you'll find this out with Trey. And for those listening, if you got little kids, they don't care who you are. Can I get these snacks?
We tell them, like, yo, I don't work for you. And then 2 seconds later, I go, yeah, I absolutely work for you.
I absolutely work for you. It's like, unless you're a horrible person, or you have a 24-hour nanny, when it don't matter, if you and Cynthia, y'all like, look, tonight, baby, we're going to do this. Tonight, we're going to do this. And it's like Trey having a night where he don't want to go to sleep. Guess what y'all doing?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Y'all not doing that. Like, that's just how it is. So you think you blowing up, you think you big and bad, but then kids growing up, time passing by, and then time starts passing by, and it's like, dang, I can't walk up the stairs like I used to. Why am I so winded? Man, I did 100 push-ups and went now. Oh gosh, like, so all of that in the track, it's like, if you're 30 and above, you can get with that, right?
Right.
So that's another thing, and the last thing, why it's all about marketing, man.
Wow.
Like, straight up, it's all about marketing. Some people will hear my inspirational talk, they'll hear Refuse to Lose, and they'll be like, wow, Odell, that's incredible, that's amazing, I connected you so great. And other people, they'll hear a track and they're like, yo, how did you write that? Like, what were you thinking when you went through that? And so different people can attract different things. And the last thing I'll say is, I got bigger fish to fry, man. When you're multi-talented, you get in so many different doors. I've had conversations with some of my favorite rappers because I can rap. Like, I've had conversations with people that I wasn't as good as in basketball, but they got my respect. They're like, yo, I remember you. So now I have an ear with them. And it's like, because we're older now and their careers are going like this, my career is going like that. And so it offers me a different opportunity to get into different worlds. And it's fun, man. Like, it's really fun. it's one of those things that, you know, I'm tired of saying I'm good at stuff. Like, you know how you say you're good at stuff?
Yeah.
And you don't want to brag, right?
Right.
I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag. We went through that so long and speaking like, yeah, I think I'm a pretty good speaker. Nah, you know you are. Like, you know you are. And it's not being braggadocious, but it's just stepping into the person you are. And that's why.
Well, hearing you speak reminds me of the book called The One Thing. And why I say that is because it's like, as you mentioned, you know, being good at that one thing, or obviously multiple things, but in these time periods, you focus on one thing. So basketball created a door for you during that time period. And respect never fades. You might want to write that down.
That's a bar.
That is. Oh my God, I didn't even expect that. Cool. So respect never fades. So people will always remember you once you've earned their respect in some way, shape, or form. So boom, that's the one thing, door opens. Moving on to your speaker life and what doors have opened to you because of that speaker life, and even a bigger platform of being known as, again, Motivational Jamie Foxx, Modern Day Les Brown, and so forth. And that gets the attention of another group of people. One thing, door opens. And then those worlds kind of cross-pollinate, which brings us here. And I think there may be some, and maybe you can speak to this a little bit, that folks might be wasting their talent for fear of what other people will think of them in pursuing that talent. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, for sure. And one of my good friends, partner of mine, Thomas Johnson Bean, if you don't know about him, then you gotta look him up. He's on Instagram, and Facebook. This is something that he said to me recently, and it didn't really make sense at first. But then looking back on all the stuff that you were just talking about, like, it's exactly what I did. He said that if you want to be an entrepreneur, you should grow a business that you're dispassionate about. Like, grow a business that is low-hanging fruit for you. It's easy because you have the networks. It's easy because you have the competence. Build that business, because then you learn the fundamentals of business, marketing, and sales. Then you make money in that. And then you move on to other things. And it's like, if you fail, it doesn't matter in those other things because you still have that main thing. If you're listening to this and you have a job and you're like, I think I want to do this thing on the side, make sure that you are as secure in that job as you can be the best employee that you can be, even if you don't like the job. Make sure, because that money is consistent. So you just make sure you get to a point there where you can manage your money, manage your time, manage your energy well enough, then put it into something else so that if it does pop, you're golden. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't matter. And the last point that he said that's connected to the question that you asked is, he said, we look at Michael Jordan, right? That's, you know, I'm an MJ fan. You're an MJ fan. Even Michael Jackson, Serena Williams, Tiger Woods. It's like, these people are so intense and so passionate, and they made a fortune because of that. We look at them and we want to emulate that, and it's like, you can't. Odds are you're not going to be known for the thing that you're most talented for. You're going to be known for the thing that you're able to serve more people with. I want you to get that. You're not going to be known for the thing that you're most talented for. You're going to be known for the thing that you serve the most people with. I am a better rapper than probably, if I put time into it. If you put the time in speaking, the time in rap, I'd be a better rapper easily. And I know that because of what I've produced on the side without even really thinking about it, without trying. So it's like, talent wise, I would be a better writer, a better author. I could create, you know, stuff like Harry Potter and stuff, but I've served the most people on stage, period. And I've been able to reach the most people and serve. And so that's the big thing. So for y'all listening, if it's something that you're like, I'm really good at it, like, don't waste that talent. And a lot of times when you say that you're wasting your talent, you think, oh, I'm not making money off of it. It's like, no, put your talent out there and then see what happens, because we have to learn how to disconnect our talent from having having to have a business. It's like we should be fiscally sound enough, or the goal,
Right.
whether you are or not. The goal is for you to be fiscally sound enough to do whatever it is you want. And then when you do whatever it is you want, you go from there.
Cool. So three-part question, but it's simple. I'll just ask them back to back. How much money have you made playing basketball? That's number one. Before you got your first check, right? Or how much money how many times have you played basketball for free? How many albums have you made for free? How much speaking have you done for free?
All right, so the basketball one is easy. I'm probably negative $28,000, like whatever. Like I don't know how much. I haven't made any money playing basketball ever. In fact, I lost a lot, especially when I was, trying to bet. You do a shooting game, and it's like, hey man, I bet you $20, $20. Like I didn't make any money playing basketball, but I played for free from the time I was 9 to. Before the world closed down. Like I still play for free. So just the amount of hours, man, it's crazy amount of hours because I put in work. Like it wasn't like I was just like passively doing stuff. As far as music, me and Justin in college, we made 2 cover albums. So we used other people's beats and made those will never see the light of day. In fact, those will probably be my downfall if I decide to ever run for politics. They were horrible. And I don't mean horrible. The bars, I'm talking about the subject matter. The subject matter was I was on that. I was 19, 20, man. I was on some other stuff. Yeah. The only thing positive I did from that was I wrote Sierra a song, an original song, and I proposed to her with the song.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Everything else, and when we stopped recording, I could tell you one track that even Sierra still, it's a catchy track, but it's so horrible.
Either never see the light of day, or we'll be so wealthy it won't matter.
There you go.
Okay, so all right.
Somebody's gonna find it. But anyway, and then 2 cover tracks. We sent a demo tape to Diddy.
I didn't know this.
Horrible. It's no wonder he's never.
No wonder he never called.
It was horrible. So those 2, and then we didn't record anything else until 2017. But we've recorded over 45 songs.
Over 45 songs. And how much have you spoken for free?
No money by the way.
No, because we know you make a lot of money now. Obscene. We know that. But how much, how many times did you speak for free before? How many times have you spoken for free?
I was counting. And I know I did 33 unpaid talks before I ever started speaking for free.
You did 33.
I did 33 between Toastmasters, between church, between volunteer, between workshops and all that stuff. Yeah, 33 before I ever got paid.
Cool. Now, I say that to drive home the point, like we're talking about, again, that one thing, sharpen your axe and those talents. All those things happen before a check got cut, right? Or think about that, like writing songs that will never see the light of day, just for, getting the creativity out there and the joy that it can bring you. So a lot of us kind of worry about, obviously because money, finances is important, but our mental and emotional health is equally as important because those things keep you out of the hospital. I think about, because some folks don't always, their bills that have to be paid, insurance has to be paid, hospital bills, and all those things that are really important. But what we do with our emotional self and our intellectual self and our mental self also helps save money. And pursuing your talent or your gift does exactly that. I know there's some folks listening, that are worried about like, oh man, did I just get called old? Because I know earlier we were talking, people finally realized that LL, while he looks 20, is 50, right? This is like, we're not old, you're seasoned. Seasoned. This is paprika on there. This is seasoned, or as I call it, comb in touch of gray. Because, ladies and gentlemen, and they dig it. So no worries at all, man. What other jewels you have? I know I won't keep you forever. You got some moves to make, but any final thoughts that you have, for someone that's looking to find, music through motivation, or how can they be more intentional about music? Because there's a lot of resources out there, right? And if you're just listening to something just cause, you might be losing out on an opportunity. So how can people be more intentional?
Yeah, so I just take that you should have a soundtrack to your life. When I ask audiences, what music are you listening to and all that stuff, it tells a story about you. Like, what are you listening to? Who's your favorite this? Who's your favorite that? It tells a story, and especially words. I heard a speaker say music is language to the soul. And so if you're just in dead space, right, and there's no music, there's no nothing, you're left with your thoughts. If you have music that motivates you, then that mindset, that soundtrack will run even when the music's not running. I remember when you remember the movie Ray, and it's funny, Motivational Jamie Foxx, right. The movie Ray with Jamie Foxx. I remember, and I can say this publicly because my wife knows. I was going through a time span where I thought I wanted to be a player.
Okay.
So
Talk about it.
I took like 3 different girls to see the movie Ray. It acted like every single one was my first time seeing it. But anyway,
apparently you're great at acting also. This is something that...
Can you believe he did it? But anyway, so I never heard Ray Charles music before that. You heard you got the right one, baby. I didn't hear his music. And I was going through a breakup. I broke up with my high school girlfriend. And Ray Charles songs, a lot of them were like kind of melancholy, kind of. Yeah. So I found myself going through that breakup, listening to this song.
Nothing but
head down. My mother told me before she passed away, said, son, when I'm gone, don't forget to pray, because there'll be hard times. So it's like all of that stuff, it gets in your mind. But also the opposite is true. When you get ready to go to the gym and you're like, all right, cool, let me, you play whatever you play, but it gets you going, and it really trains your mind. And this mental flight school, neuro-linguistic programming, all that stuff, it like trains your mind to seek out that different energy. And so when you hear the energy, automatically you turn up to this. Like, I can't listen to little Michael Jackson, like from the Jackson 5. I can't listen to his voice and be sad during that song. I just can't, because his voice is just, it's like, God almighty, look.
I stayed away too long. Hey, I always start singing as soon as Jackson 5 come on.
Can't do it. Like, you can't. So it's like certain things, when I listen to Frank Sinatra, like I just in a cool mode. Sam Cooke, I listen to all the different stuff. So for you listening, some parting words that I would have: get the soundtrack together for your life. Like, get it together. You go to allbarsmatter.com and maybe you can add some B-Fam music to your soundtrack. Hey. But get that music together and know that, okay, if I am feeling sad, because it's okay to feel sad, this is what I listen to. If I am feeling whatever emotion, insert whatever emotion, annoyed or whatever, this is what I listen to. And what you'll start doing is your mind will start training you, like your body, your emotions, on how to feel and how to do. So use it as therapy, use it as motivation, but I use music for all that stuff.
Whoa. Thank you for that. And I think, again, driving home that point of like, your mind will train you. Like, oftentimes you've probably heard the quote, train the mind and the body will follow. That's real. So you have to be intentional, and you'll find, like, this sounds, I don't know, dramatic, but if you are really, really hungry, like, I mean, when I say hungry, starving, like you would dig in the trash for food, right? You would dig in the earth for grunt, like you would try to find the minerals, like just naturally. I'm not talking about I'm kind of hungry right now. I mean, like you are about to die and you need to survive for food, right? That's human nature because we are designed up here to survive, right? So I say all that to say that it becomes no different when you open your mind up to what's healthy, what feels good, what feeds you, that intellectual food. It will begin to drive you to want to find that thing that makes you feel whole, that makes you feel good, that provides that soundtrack to your life. Make sure, folks, that you go to allbarsmatter.com. From what I understand, there may be some free gifts in there for you. Make sure you go to allbarsmatter.com, right? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. And I'm in this mindset, right? There's some folks that have already done what they're going to do. Like, Odell, this is, we're still growing. We're still elevating. There's some folks out there that you've heard of. You've heard of the Jay-Z's. I wanted to ask you too, like, who are your favorite artists? Like favorite rappers, top 3?
My top 5, man. A couple of them I know a lot of people haven't heard of because they're not like super, super famous. But I have to include the, rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. And what your top 5 list is going to be different from everybody's more than likely. But Biggie that was like the first rapper I studied. Like he rapped, he did this and just his swag. He had me wanting to be a gangster because of the way he put words together. I was like, this lifestyle might be for me. Like, so it's not great, but Biggie, an artist named Swoop, who's actually there in Atlanta now. Swoop does a lot of Christian hip hop, but when I took like his production, because he does it all, he's by far, he's top 5 to me. Nas, top 5 to me. Nas was one of those people that I only started studying him because of the Nas and Jay-Z beef back in the day. Like, yes. I've never been a really, really big Jay-Z fan. I like Jay-Z, but I've never been like because of the way that I'm wired, you're like, the way you put words together has to like bring me in. And Jay-Z is like, he made really great songs, but I felt like most of the stuff was kind of simple. But again, and that's just my belief. So we got Nas, we got Swoop, we got Biggie, we got my man Sho Baraka. I think Sho is in Atlanta too now. Like Stan, I think everybody's where you are.
Okay, all right.
But Sho had the greatest album ever called The Narrative. You should check it out. When I tell you it is Black History, like it's a Black History album, but you can't even tell. Like it's the way that brother's mind thinks is incredible. I've had a chance to meet him, talk to him. And number 5, man, this is gonna kind of hit some people a little differently. I gotta throw my man Cassidy in there. Cassidy,
really,
the freestyle battle rapper cat. Like, again, the content. You don't want the babies listening to the content right now. You want the babies to grow up a little bit. But the way Cass puts words together, oh my God, like it's always. And I'll say this, and I know we gotta go, but he does I forget what Eminem calls it, but he rhymes so many words together like consecutively. So he'll just, it won't just be like you can't see me, I'm B-I-Z chilling with Stan P. Like all I rhymed was P, E, me. He'll like rhyme like all the words, and it's incredible. And he got that from another and honorable mention, Big L, because I think Big L unfortunately got murdered when he was 24, like Biggie did. But Big L started that whole thing, and Big L had his rhyme scheme was, the game plan, C-Town, that's my main man. We never bring luggage. We go shopping when the plane lands. So like he he rhymes like multiple words, and Cassidy like took that and that's what he does. Like, so those would be my 5, man. Cass, Swoop, Nas, Show, and Big.
Yo, man, thank you for taking the time. Anyone who's witnessing this, this is certainly a treat for Freestyle Friday here with Mental Flight School, and certainly happy. Make sure you go to allbarsmatter.com. Go to allbarsmatter.com. There's some free gifts there for you. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. And certainly we had some comments. Someone said, true lyricism separates the wannabes. You have to have true form writing hits at all angles. Some folks soaking up some wisdom, awesome value, and multitasker talents make money in your sleep. Absolutely. And someone had the nerve to call us 2 goats. I'll allow it. Thank you very much, because you're not lying. No, you're telling the truth.
This is gonna be, and me and Stan have done so many interviews together. Like, whenever, and it might be Stan first. I don't know who to be Stan first. Stan wants the limelight a little more than me.
A little bit. I'm fading on it, but a little bit.
But they're gonna show like clips of this where we're doing this, and so it's gonna be great, man. But let me go. My mom's calling me for some reason.
My bad. Hey, y'all. Stan Pierce II here first. Get out of here, Odell. Get out.
Peace out.
Peace.
Hello.